わさびアニメ、すごいですね。
Okay, we're officially live now. All right. Okay, so does our screen get big or do we just have the tiny? Okay, all right. We have a really tiny screen, so I was trying to figure out. All right, well, hello.
Hello, everybody.
We are here, Candy Cane and Catherine Margaritas, and the author and illustrator of our book, I'm Going to My First Comic Convention. I'm using my hat. And we are going to do a read through of our book, and then talk a bit about what inspired the drawings and the whole book. So we are actually, so the book is I'm Going to My First Comic Convention, and we have these two here because they are on our dedication page. It's dedicated to Keelan and Zoe, both the inspiration behind the story and the reason it took over a year to get it done. So you guys want to say hi real quick?
Hi.
All right, now I promised you that if you sat here and said hi for a second, you'd be free to run and do as you please. So you are free to go now.
You're free. Be free. Fly, my minions.
All right, and I keep losing my hat, so I think I may just take it off. I don't know. Now I've got like a glare on the top of my head. I don't like it.
Either way.
Ah!
Yes.
My head is too big with my wig. Okay, wait. I'm gonna try one more time. So, and then I'm gonna do a read through.
But I'll show you the cover again. I'm going to my first comic convention.
Yay! All right. Go ahead. Title page. Okay. I'm gonna get a little closer so we can get the pages in. All right. I'm going to my first Comic-Con today. I wonder what I'll see. I bet there will be superheroes standing in the line with me. Maybe I'll wear a costume and meet people from my favorite fandom. I might even meet a celebrity or attend a panel on something random. I could watch the cosplay contest or go shopping in the vendor room. Look at art in Artist Alley. Or see cool spaceships, robots, and cars. Vroom, vroom. I could try a workshop and learn a geeky skill. Or play games with friends until I've had my fill. There's so much to see and so much to do. I'm excited to see all the people and things, and I know my parents are too. And that's the end. Yay! All right.
So, talking about the book and how it came together.
So yeah, you know, I timed that, and I know it takes like 1 minute, 45 seconds to read the book. And so then we were like, now we have to figure out what to chat about for the next, 27 minutes or so.
It's funny how a book can take a year and a half to make and
less
under
than
2
2
minutes to read.
So a lot of work went into this, a ton of work. We
kind of went into it not having any idea what we were doing. I mean, I do art and
I write.
Yeah.
So that's all we knew about making a book.
Yeah, and I think we went in thinking, okay, it can't be that hard, but we learned so much along the way. I mean, even learning how font can impact how a book looks and how it conveys like a feeling.
Yeah, so starting with the cover, we learned about fonts, and this is called thought of being pro, we had to purchase this font. It's actually a very popular comic book font, and I made a page with a ton of different fonts, and it said, Catherine, which one of these fonts do you like best out of all the free fonts? And she said, that one. And I was like, darn it, that's the one I like too. Okay, I guess we're buying a font.
So even from the font to doing the cover, we learned a lot, and it was kind of funny because at the beginning we were going for like a totally different size book.
Yes. So in the beginning, we were going with a publisher, and it was going to be like an 8x10 size. And so our earlier illustrations were a little off size. And so later, I fell in love with, like, I looked at a ton of kids books, and I really loved the 8.5 by 8.5 size. I don't know, like the square, and I could just picture the book looking like that. And so then I was like, when we ended up doing self-publishing, because we did have a GoFundMe, and we had a lot of wonderful people who we really appreciate donate to that GoFundMe. And then we cut it short because of COVID. Because there were a lot of other GoFundMes for more life pressing issues than writing a book. And so, but we had already gotten money and support, and so we're like, well, we've got to do this now. There's no giving up. I mean, I suppose we could have refunded everyone, but we decided, if enough people believe in us doing this, then we're gonna make it happen. So we took what we had, and we figured out that we had enough to go with self-publishing and get that going. The only problem was we didn't know how to do that. And I had the oldest Photoshop program ever, and I didn't even have Microsoft Word, and I didn't know how to do InDesign or anything. So I watched a lot of tutorials and got the newest Photoshop, and learned about margins and gutters and full bleeds and all that good stuff. And it took a while, but we put together the whole thing ourselves, and did everything, absolutely everything.
Every part of it. And actually, someone on here, Katie Young 79, said, so what gave you the idea?
Oh, so I had recently done, I have a blog, geekmamas.com, and I do a lot of reviews on the blog, and I do book reviews sometimes on there. And I've just gotten a bunch of books I was reviewing about, kids' first times going places like the museum. This is what it's like going to museums. This is what it's like riding a plane. This is what it's like going to the zoo for the first time. And then I was like, well, my kid might want to know what it's like going to convention for the first time, because he's definitely going to be doing that, and he doesn't know what to expect. I mean, he did actually attend his first convention at 6 weeks old, but still, other kids might not, have a later introduction, and they like to know what am I going to see there? What am I going to do? Why would I want to go do that? And so I thought, what are all the fun things that they're going to see at a convention? And that's what I wrote about. And so that's how the story came about, like sort of a book that wasn't there yet. So if I was going to make a book for my son, what would I want to tell him about? Something that I'm going to drag him to over and over and over again throughout his childhood.
And another question, which I think you kind of answered, was what inspired you to make it as a children's book? Because I guess you could have.
Well, actually, to take it back as how it became how the children's book angle started was I got a random message from the publisher that we were going to go with in the first place. And I was so excited when I got the message, and they said, hey, we really love your writing. We love your blog. Have you ever thought about writing a children's book? And I was like, great idea. Actually, I hadn't, but I had this idea sort of. And I sat down and I wrote the whole thing out. I was so inspired. And then I sent it to them, and they're like, oh, this is a great story. We think people would love it. Let's go through the contract. And then I sent me the contract, and I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, okay, so this isn't a vanity publisher, and it's not a regular publisher, it's what's called a hybrid publisher. And it's where they get some royalties, but you still pay them to publish the book. And so, but 10 minutes, sorry.
Oh, okay.
But you can get it into, the difference with them is a lot of times when you're self-publishing, it's harder to get your book into actual bookstores. And with them, they can get it into bookstores. So we were considering going with them, and we did the GoFundMe to go with them, because then we could just, oh, here's our idea, here's our words, here's our pictures, and then they turn it into a book. And it was going to be really, really easy. And
they weren't have their own illustrator, right?
They could provide an illustrator. Yeah. Initially, that's what they pitched to me, with the illustrator and everything. And then I was like, how is some stranger gonna write this story and have these pictures in their head of these people and places? And I knew that wasn't gonna work. And so that's when Kat got involved. It was like, hey, I know someone who has seen and done the same things, seen the same scenes, seen the same people, and has also brought her child to a Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah, so like when we met and she showed me like her sketches, which you can mention it was on your blog. She has one of her first sketches that she ever did. It's really cute, and she's like, this is how I picture, people standing in line. And we just, I don't know, it just came all together really easily, because like she said, I've been to conventions, I enjoy conventions. So all the images she was mentioning and like storyboarding, I was just kind of like, yeah, I got that. I can picture it. And then I wanted to add like little things in there hidden, like favorite characters from different series. So if you get the book,
and we had to change them all a tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to be careful with copyrights.
Right. So it's like if you go to the convention, you see someone dressed up as a very quirky character, and you had to kind of make it look like it was the person at a con, not like the actual character. So when you look through the book, you might pick out characters like, oh, I think that's referencing a video game or a book series. And then we also have some cameos from people that we personally know who are great cosplayers or
and we had we have Katie Reed, who writes The Wizard and the Lizard, and she actually makes a guest appearance in our book. She was one of the big supporters of our GoFundMe. Oh, I'm losing my ass. And so that's her in an actual cosplay that she's done for Phoenix Comic-Con.
And there's actually a question from Off Running. It said, I love your hats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why is there a fork and spoon in Candy's hat?
So this is actually a cosplay of Sage from a game called Bacon Switch. It's on Nintendo. And it's a game about a whole bunch of bakers. And you get these buns, and you make bigger buns, and then you throw the buns in the oven. And you're trying to like save the land of, I believe it's the land of Flaw from Angry Guardians. But so I am actually a baking witch named Sage.
Such a cute name.
And I did steal the fork and spoon from my son's Play-Doh set collection of things. He keeps asking me about it, and he's not getting them back.
I've done the same thing. I made a Princess Mononoke mask, and I saw something on my daughter's like play wheel, so I like cut it off and put it in my mask because it was the perfect shape.
Yeah, I spray painted them silver.
Kids have really cool things you can incorporate into cosplay, is what we're saying.
Our big the cosplay page, we use actual cosplayers from the Florida area. Yep. So we have Peachy Peaches, Mike Lake cosplay, Jenna Esposito, and Roadrunner play. So so those are actual cosplayers from Florida that you might actually see in a cosplay contest. And we have a guest appearance who you might also see in the Artist Alley. I like that she's already showing the book.
Yeah.
She's already showing that.
It's like Inception.
Oh, and our very own Iron Man Jax as Iron Jag is in there. And Fred and Elle of Fred and Elle Designs. They are the ones who had to be running the workshop. Because if you're going to take a workshop on anything, I think they should be in charge of it because they make really awesome cosplay stuff. And then we have Ryan from GAM on here running the gaming.
Yeah, check out GAM for all their cool gaming stuff and contests.
And then, you know, we got me and Sean, the husband, and Keelan throughout the book. So that's who all is in here. And then, oh, well, I did learn there was one more person snuck in here. The other husband. Oh, yeah. He's running the vendor table.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can find the book on Amazon.
Yes. The book is on Amazon. If you look up, I'm going to my first Comic-Con or comic convention.
Oh boy.
Oh, the children are returning.
They're running amok. What?
Oh, okay, you guys go to the bouncy house.
Okay.
They're having a party.
I was wondering.
Birthday party. Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
Kids have this.
Go to the bouncy house.
For bouncy houses, they can see them from like a mile away.
All right. Did she say? I know she said 5 minutes. She said she'll cut it off. All right. Oh, 4 minutes. All right. I'm like, all right, 4 minutes.
But
okay.
Amazon, look up our book.
Yes. Oh, and it's also on Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, so you can get it there too.
And we're actually going to be signing like 100 books today.
So after this, we're going to get together and we're going to sign the books for all the people who did the GoFundMe and send them out. And they get a little surprise with it too. So there's going through the book. We tried it. So we made up like our own Comic-Con
characters.
Our own Comic-Con characters with the CC for comic convention. Because technically Comic-Con is copyrighted, which I found out while I was writing the book and had named it I'm going to my first Comic-Con, and then found out I might not want to.
That's not okay.
Might not. So just to be safe, we changed it to I'm going to my first comic convention. And then we made like little changes to logos and that sort of thing, because we found out it's really hard to write a book about cosplay and comic conventions without using things that look like copyrighted things. So that was a challenge that we found. But, you know, you can get the general idea of stuff, I think, and using the regular cosplayers. And I think, in the vendor room, we had to have like the Japanese candy.
Yes.
Include that, because that's something, if you go to a convention, like that's always in the vendor room.
And something the kids definitely are drawn to.
And the kids love it. Yeah.
But this is only our first book, and we are definitely looking forward to making another. So follow us on, you can find me, That Nerdy Mom, on Facebook, or That Nerdy Mom 24 on Instagram.
And I'm So Geek Mama, and it's SEW, like sewing. So Geek Mama on everything. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube. What's that other thing I just got on? TikTok. I always forget that it exists though. And I think, what is there? Oh, is there anything? Any questions or anything for the last couple moments? It actually went very fast.
Purple is best. Purple's the best color.
Purple is the best. Well,
why is everything so purple?
We are so purple. You know, we didn't plan that.
I don't know. This was very last minute, and we wanted to be witches because it's almost Halloween.
It is. You know, and I'm a baking
I guess
witch.
it's a witchy color. I feel like it's.
Oh, and the back of the book. I don't know if I showed that. I like the way it's split. This is the front, and then this is the back. 1 minute. And so we have 1 more minute. If there's any questions, you can squeeze in the last minute.
Oh, Ryan, thank you. Best convention book ever. And this is how we got him to be at a con. I literally had to draw him into it.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody who joined us for the first live reading of the book, and we're really excited that we finally did this. And
thanks for joining us today. Hi, Summer. Kirsty. Oh yeah. Well, have a great day. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
Bye, everybody.